The Criterion Godzilla Showa era coming to Blu-ray in October. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now do like a Godzilla montage that goes dun 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 dun. You know that thing?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is the first time in America that we're getting like a nice, complete set release, right?
Mm-hmm. It's
I
the
think in
only
Japan
collection, so I don't know what Japan has, but
I think
we
in
get table
Japan-
scraps.
I think in Japan they have like every movie in one set.
They do, yeah, they do, and I'm not sure if it's Blu-ray or DVD, but they
I think
do
it's
have
DVD.
it all. Yeah, I mean, they made it. You know, we're just kind of borrowing. Are you farting
No,
right now? Like right now?
no.
All right, that's disgusting. Anyway,
It is too. Anyway,
um,
so what else have we gotten in America before this new complete Showa series set?
okay. Are you trying to lead up into me showing off the Godzilla collection?
Yes.
Okay, all right. See, that's not why I have these sitting here.
Well, I want-
I'm not just showing.
Well, to
I have a
compare.
reason for this. Okay, all right. So, first off, I just want to say that this is extremely exciting to me because I've been waiting for them to be releasing titles such as like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla,
Yeah.
Son of Godzilla, and stuff like
That's
that.
been out of print since 2004.
Yeah, there was a 50th anniversary collection, and I got my own copy of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 1974 on eBay, I think, and it was like $30, and it's new, it's brand new, shrink wrapped, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like one of my most prized things
Was
because
that
it's at a print.
before it shot up in price, or?
It was after it shot up in price. That's why I was so excited to get it because it was only $30. When anywhere else I'd look, it was like 60, 50, 70 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's out of print, so everyone knows that, so it just shoots up. But some poor fool sold it for $30. And it's, I love it. But I never got a hold of Son of Godzilla, so I didn't get that one. It wasn't one of my favorites anyway, so I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But I'm a completionist as far as that goes, so I
Yeah.
like to have it all there. But so anyway, and I remember 2 years ago in 2017 November, I'm looking on my phone, I'm searching like when the next Godzilla set's going to come out, or what Criterion has to offer, you know, like the next Blu-ray set or something. And Criterion, first they gave us this, the Blu-ray for Godzilla King of the Monsters, also has the Japanese Gojira in it as well, and this was praised. This is how I first found out about Criterion, because I had no idea, and they did such a good job on this. The picture quality, sound quality, whatever they did to it, like, people rave about this release.
It's a good release.
It's a good release. So I got that, and anyway, then November of 2017, I find an article. It says Criterion has acquired, I think it was like 12 titles in the Godzilla. So it's like they acquired some titles, and I'm like, oh shoot, okay, that's great. So now we're actually gonna get to see some, because it had like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, it had Son of Godzilla, it had those titles that have been out of print, and I'm waiting. Oh, now they're gonna be released on DVD or Blu-ray. They're gonna do the same thing they did with their King of the Monsters release. And
You
then
were thinking that they were all going to be released individually.
yeah, I was thinking they're gonna, because they had an online streaming service or something where you could see them online or on their streamer, whatever. I don't know, but
The Criterion app.
an app, yeah, I don't know, but I wanted them physically. I like them on the shelf. I like to look at the artwork and stuff like that. So, but then nothing happened. It said something like, "We've acquired the rights to these movies. Stay tuned for what happens next. We'd like to see them reach a physical media, DVD or Blu-ray home release sometime in the future." And that was about it. Sometime in the future. So, what they had acquired was all of these ones, which is I think 7 movies here, and this was I think released by Classic Media, and
That was a while back.
that was a while back. So this is like one of the earlier releases of a Godzilla collection in the U.S., one of the earlier ones, and so I guess Classic Media lost the rights to Criterion, or they just lost it and Criterion picked them up. I don't know. So they acquired those ones along with Son of Godzilla. Rodan was another one, and same with War of the Gargantuans. Those aren't going to be in the Showa era collection, so I'm wondering what they're going to do with that. But now we get the update that now they're going to release all 15 of them. So I wasn't expecting that. I was only expecting the ones that was like, say, 12. But Kraken, I don't know if it's called Kraken Media or whatever, but Kraken released 3 of them: Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, Gigan, and Hedorah. And the releases are all right.
They're okay, but they're nothing special or crazy about them.
Yeah, I don't really. I like how they use like the posters on the front cover, and okay. This is what I don't like. Perfect example right here. I don't know how popular Kraken is, or if it is popular whatsoever, or how good of a printing physical media company it is. I don't know, but all I know is Criterion's praised. So I wanted every other release that wasn't picked up, every other Godzilla movie that wasn't picked up to be picked up by Criterion because of how well they did. But there was a couple that we got from Kraken. And one of them, Godzilla versus the Smog Monster here, has this phrase or something on the back. Okay. All right, check this out. Hedorah wants to snuff the planet with sludge and toxic gas, but first he's got to fight Godzilla, who'll kick his smoggy mass. It's one of the worst Godzilla movies, but that's terrible. That's terrible to write on the. It's not good. It's like they're trying too hard. I don't know. I just don't really care for the release. It's not bad. I do like how they have the alternate titles on them, like Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, aka Godzilla versus Hedorah. Same with Godzilla on Monster Island, Godzilla versus Gigan, stuff like that. I like that. So another one I was waiting for was Godzilla versus Megalon, and this was in and out of print constantly. I remember seeing this on shelves. I got it online, then it went out of stores because I think the U.S. Included some extra special features that Toho didn't approve of, so they were pulled from shelves and went out of print. And then other smaller companies picked it up. It was like a what's the word for it? It was almost like a public domain title. I think it is, actually. But like no good printing company picked it up. So,
and even still, a lot of the DVDs that were released at this time, especially the DVDs, the Blu-rays were cleaned up pretty nicely. But the DVDs we've gotten, like this Godzilla collection, the transfers aren't great. And I think a lot of them are like letterboxed. Do you know what letterboxing is?
No, tell me.
Basically, it's like when something that's supposed to be in widescreen is squished to full screen. So essentially, you'll have black bars on the top and bottom of the screen.
Okay, yeah,
that's letterboxing, and that always looks awful.
Yeah,
it squishes it so you'll have just a giant black border around the screen. And I think a couple of those releases did that.
I'm not sure if they did or not.
I think one of them did. At least in some of the releases I had, because I had a later edition of the Godzilla collection, which was cheaper and had a lot less of the extra special goodies. But I think it might not have been that one. It might have been one of the cheaper DVDs or something. But Godzilla has always had a bad track record with like good, clean transfers.
It's not our movies.
Yeah,
so we kind of just like
get what you can get.
Yeah. I remember renting them from the library on VHS and then copying the VHS to just another blank VHS tape, because it's like that's the only way you can really acquire them.
Yeah. From what I've seen of the transfers, the audio is fine. I really, really enjoy it when the releases include both the dubbed version and the subtitled version, because I prefer, in this case, the dubbed version over the subtitled version, because it makes it easier to watch. It adds extra like cheese factor because the dubbing is usually really bad. So I'm really hoping that Criterion Collection honors that and keeps both versions.
Yeah,
as like separate audio tracks or something.
That's actually something I wanted to talk about too. Is So we got a 15 movie complete Showa era of Godzilla coming in October, and it includes all 15 movies. And one thing that I'm super excited about is King Kong versus Godzilla. It includes I don't know about the American version, but it includes the Japanese version.
I didn't even know it was a separate version.
In King Kong vs. Godzilla, they added American scenes.
Oh,
do you remember when they were like
yeah.
tracking King Kong and Godzilla, and it was an American actor that was added for U.S. audiences,
just like they did with the original one.
like they did with the original one, yeah. And Godzilla 1985.
Yeah.
So I've never seen the Japanese one. I only remember seeing the American release, and like I remember watching it on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's probably one of my top Godzilla movies. It is. It's one of my top Godzilla movies. So I'm super excited to see what the original Japanese one looks like. I'm sure it's just the same movie without the U.S. scenes, but I'm wondering if there's extra Japanese scenes that were cut out in favor of the U.S. ones. I don't know, but that's something that's interesting to see. There was always a rumor about there having two different endings. You remember that? In the Japanese version, Godzilla one.
I think it's all
US,
crap, isn't it?
It is all crap in the U.S. version, King Kong one. But yeah, it's the same ending. But anyway, it's still something I'd like to see. So I'm wondering if if they do the same with like all the other ones, like you said, like have the same like cut of the film, or I don't know. I think Universal Studios owns King Kong versus Godzilla, at least the version that we know. So maybe this is only the Japanese version, but either way, it's something new to us.
I mean,
so
Toho and Universal,
super exciting. I don't even know who had the rights to the Japanese one here, or if anybody did.
I think Toho did. They own the rights to all of them in Japan, but like for different countries, they have different distribution rights. So I think Universal owns the rights to the American version. So, and what I was gonna say is that like Universal and Toho have been like really nice to each other recently. And,
I mean, they've been nice to each other. Yeah, they're definitely collaborating, like with Legendary and everything.
Yes, what I mean.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
So potentially, what we could see is a nice collection with each version that's out there. Maybe not each version, because there's probably like some European versions that are cut differently. Like Dawn of the Dead has 3 different versions of it. They have like the theatrical cut, the U.S. cut, and the European cut, and they all add and cut scenes and do stuff with music and stuff like that. So at that point, it's like, which version of this classic movie am I going to watch today? Because each of them are slightly different. And I really don't like that. I just want to watch a movie. So.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Well, let's talk about the cover. What do you think?
I think it's fine. I like the different artists each taking a crack at different styles, and it's bright and colorful. It's an odd choice, though. It really is an odd choice to be bright and colorful and like almost comic book bright and like classic comic book bright and colorful.
Like comic-y looking, yeah.
But like, I'm not sure what they're trying to like connect with that, because like Godzilla isn't like a classic comic book character. I'm sure he was in comic books back then to some degree, but I'm not sure why they went with like a bright, colorful like pop art like look to it. I guess it like definitely is unique and it pops out in your eyes, but I mean, I like the art. I would like it better if it was just like an artist's poster, but like I definitely see where you're coming from as far as not really caring for it.
I don't know. I'm wondering if like they're not allowed to use still images or something for the cover, or if they're not allowed to make it look more realistic, or I don't know what the reason why they're all 15 movies have their own unique. I think they're all different artists too.
I think that's what Criterion does, because that's what they did with the Godzilla release too.
Okay.
I think Criterion, to up the like special factor, is to commission special art of each movie they put out to make it more special. You know, each movie has its own art by some acclaimed artist or something,
and that's fine. I just don't. I think they're a little bit too cartoony, too bright and happy looking, and I know
that's what I was getting
the majority of the Showa era was Godzilla being a good guy and being a goofy thing, but I think this just takes it a little bit too far. Like, okay, he's an Earth defender, got it. He doesn't have to be, too much of Godzilla's revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like too colorful, and on the front cover, it's like, I mean, his atomic breath or heat beam or whatever, it's coming from behind him. It's not even coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
It's like there's some errors in there that's kind of sticks out. And then a couple things I have a problem with is just like, okay, let's see. It's kind of symbolic if you think about it. But Godzilla versus Megalon, it looks like Godzilla's head is in the shape of an atom bomb or atomic blast, which is, I mean, that's kind of what he was created from. So that artist, okay, he's got a point, but he looks like a frog, but he looks like a frog in that movie. So,
I know, it looks really goofy.
It's like one of the best covers though is probably the worst movie out of the whole collection is Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. It's like it's not a bad cover. It's bright and colorful, but it's like it's an action sequence. It's like whereas you look at like Son of Godzilla, all you see like is Minya riding on his tail, and that's all you see in the cover. It's the one that I was looking forward to the most. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. You just see the camera angle is right under Godzilla's crotch. Why? Why does it have to be that angle?
I don't know.
It's like you see Mechagodzilla stand there like, oh, cool and everything, and then you just you're looking through Godzilla's legs. Whose point of view is that supposed to be from? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe a person, but I don't know.
And I think probably the best cover art is probably Terror of Mechagodzilla, because it does look threatening. It looks a lot of action, a lot of explosions and stuff going on, and terror.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really looking forward to too.
I mean, I like the art. I like it, but I would have preferred if they made like the case book, whatever they're going to use for it, as like each original Japanese poster, and maybe the flip side was like the American poster.
Exactly. I'd love that. I'd love to see just the poster as the cover.
Yeah. And then like, and then like maybe like as a bonus, put like an art book.
Mm-hmm. I think it does come with an art book.
Well, that's what I mean. Just make it separate so that, like, when you look at the movie, you'll have, like, one side is the Japanese theatrical poster, and the other side is, like, maybe the American theatrical poster, and then inside is the disc. That would have been really, really cool, I think.
I think it's 8 discs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it looks like a big folder that opens up.
It's only 8 discs. It's not, like, 15 discs.
No, and that's another thing I don't like about it, because they cram multiple movies on one disc, and I'm hoping since it's a Blu-ray, it doesn't affect the quality.
It's definitely not going to be a problem because Blu-ray discs typically have like 40, 50 gigs of space.
Yeah, so
DVDs only have like 4.37, I think.
I'd prefer it to be something like a release. Like I was hoping for something like this.
Big
where you see like
and
all the
fat
spines. This is
and
spine.
beautiful.
Yeah, big, fat, beautiful. Uniform.
Yeah,
is another thing I like. I like that about this set a lot.
Yeah. Uniformity is something that's very lost in this new release because it's very different. I guess that's what they were going for, something very different for every release. But I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. If
you're talking about a collection, you'd think that it's going to be condensed a little bit, but this is like a folder of just all the discs, just like and I don't like that. I like how I like them to be uniform, have their own case. I don't need them to be the full size of like a Blu-ray case and make them like this big, but. I don't know. I just wanted something more.
It's kind of hard to do in this day and age because like physical releases are kind of winding down.
Maybe it was budget reasons.
Maybe. That's probably why it's all paper and not plastic.
Yeah, physical releases. Yes, it is winding down too. And that's another thing. I'm more of a fan of physical media. Like I said before, I like to, like show it off on a shelf. And how am I going to really show that off? It's just like this thin.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there's my Godzilla collection. Where? That folder right there.
That bright.
Yeah.
Pink and yellow folder.
Yeah, it makes. That's what I was gonna say about the artwork. It kind of takes away from Godzilla's threatening, menacing look. Even though he was a good guy, goofy character, like the majority of the Showa era, it kind of takes away from it.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Japanese thing where they have a more colorful art style than Americans do. Like everything in America is like gray and sepia tone right now. And it's really boring.
I don't know.
I wouldn't have preferred that. I just would have liked the original art that was already there as more of like a historical aspect rather than like anything else really. Like I said, I like the art. I just would have preferred it in like maybe sold separately art book or maybe cram the art book.
I still want to see
there.
It. Yeah,
something like that.
I just don't want that to represent the collection.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I wonder how much it's going to be. Do you know it's like targeted price?
I think Amazon it's like $220. On Target and Walmart it's like $150. Yeah. So I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure. I mean, it's always like fluctuating before it comes out.
Like
if you have it on pre-order, like it'll drop like $20 or something, and it'll go back up. So it's best to have it pre-ordered.
Get the pre-order price guarantee from Walmart.
Yeah. So this is like what the 1000th spine of Criterion. You know anything about that? I guess it just means their 1000th release.
Yeah,
and
it's a big collection. Number.
So they went big.
This is the original Godzilla they released is number 594.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never even noticed that. Wow.
Yeah, that's why they say the spine, because they number each release
I
for
had
collectors.
no idea. That's interesting. Okay.
That's another thing with Criterion, is that they're very uniform. So if you own a bunch of Criterion releases, they'll all look pretty much the same, give or take, on the
Except for the Showa era.
There you go.